Everybody's like, you and your birds. I had to laugh. My daughter said, well, you'll appreciate this. Last week she was looking at the state police website, and she goes, look, Mom, the troopers had to shut down traffic because a hawk was walking on the road. I said, well, if it's walking, I hope DP came and I guess took it. One of these guys looks fine.
They do. Nobody's there. It's probably less than out.
Mom, they're going to do the shooting right now.
There's too many people that are on the lower field.
And why are they standing right
I'm too young. You're too young to go. Yeah.
Everybody has more. You guys are all deserters.
Oh my God. Hell yeah. There's a lot of that going on.
Yes, sir.
Dead, wounded, missing, and unknown.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming out to the Boothe Memorial Park today. Thank you for joining us. We are Company F, 14th Connecticut Volunteer Infantry. We are a 501c3 organization. Our main purpose is to educate the public, which we're doing here today, so hopefully you'll walk away learning something, and also to raise funds to support Civil War Trust, which preserves battlefields across the United States. Last year we hit, actually this year we hit $15,000 just to Civil War Trust, and we've only been in existence for, this is our 6th year. So we've been busy, and we've done, thank you, we've done good things, and we're pretty proud of that. But we enjoy coming out here and talking to you folks and teaching you about the common Civil War soldier during the American Civil War. Again, we are Company F. We represent one company in a 10-company regiment, the 14th Connecticut. There were basically 29 regiments out of the state of Connecticut. The 14th Connecticut was the most engaged regiment from the state. We formed in the summer, basically started recruiting springtime of 1862. By August of 62, August 23rd to be exact, we were leaving Hartford, Connecticut. Company F was formed in New Britain. All the companies basically were formed from a larger city, and then for a 100-man company, and then were filled in from other towns around the state. We left August 23rd from Hartford, no weapons on us. Took the ferry, a boat down Connecticut River, boarded a train in New York, down to the outskirts of D.C., where we did get issued our weapons. About early few days of September. By September 17th, we were engaged in battle at Antietam, September 17th, 1862. That was our baptism of fire, our first battle. So you can see we didn't train very long, and we certainly didn't have the weapons in our hands very long before we were forced to use them in an offense and defense. I'm going to go over some general things about the soldier and its soldiering, but we're going to be here till 3 o'clock, so after we do our firing demonstration, please come back to the company suite and talk to the soldiers, ask them any particular questions that you may have. They're more than willing to answer. Again, we are one company, 100 men, 10 companies in a regiment, that's 1,000 men on paper. 1862, we marched out. By July of 63, we were down to 160 men from 1,000. And that that was at the beginning of Gettysburg. We lost men there as well. So do the math, 160 divided by 10, 16 men to a company. So we're a little smaller than that today, but you know, that was what was left after, you know, just a year of fighting. We have our uniforms. We represent the federal troops or Union troops. We were a volunteer regiment, but we followed the rules of the Federal Army. We were wearing Union blue. We marched out of Connecticut in dark blue coats and trousers, but as the war progressed and we were reissued worn-out uniforms, we were replaced with a 4-button sack coat that the soldiers were wearing and the sky blue trousers, basically a wool uniform. They have leather accoutrements that go along with the weapon they carry. That was an 1861 model Springfield rifled musket. Rifling meaning there was 3 grooves inside the barrel that would engage the round that you were firing, causing it to spin and be more accurate than the old round balls from the Revolutionary War and the War with Mexico. The rifle's about 9 pounds. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you first manual of arms, that's the way the soldier carried the weapon. Then I'm going to go over how they would load this weapon, and then basically how we would aim and fire the weapon. Then we will go over to our battlefield on the outside of these buildings, and we'll have our firing demonstration over there, and you will follow us off to the battlefield. You volunteer? What do you want? Let's do it all together. All do it all together. So I will be given a series of commands. The soldiers will respond to them. Company, attention. This is at attention. To go up onto the march, they usually start off at one of the manual of arms, and that would be company, shoulder, arms. This is one way of carrying the weapon. If you folks can't see, feel free to move over. This is one way, but that's 9 pounds over here all the time. So on a long 10, 15, 20 mile march, you want to change up on your arms. So another way of carrying the weapon is support arms. The soldiers put the weapon over onto their left arm. It rests on the forearm, and it gives your right arm a little bit of a rest. They can stand guard this way. They can march this way. Shoulder arms. Another way of carrying the weapon is on the right shoulder. And that command is right shoulder shift, arms. They put the weapon up on the right shoulder. It's balanced there. I mean, you see typical photos. If you look at the old Civil War photos, you'll see the soldiers in this way, up on their shoulders. Maybe they have the bayonets up on top. They're impressive, very ready to go off the battle look. So one of the soldiers maybe take a jog around. This is at the quick step or a charge. They might carry the weapon up on this shoulder. It balances well. It looks awkward, but it does balance well. As reenactors, we go down south to battles. We've experienced what the soldiers did. It works well that way. Shoulder, arms. Another way, if we were going under low branches and brush, we were going through on a skirmish line, going low under, we would have to lower those long, tall barrels. So another way of carrying the guns is trail arms. They bring the rifle down, the muzzle's down, so it's a little lower. They can kind of go underneath the branches as they're going through the woods. Shoulder, arms. In inclement weather, which they face, rain, snow, fog even, any moisture in the air, especially down south with the humidity. One way to keep the moisture out of the rain, say, out of the muzzle of the weapon, is in this manner. Company, secure arms. They bring it around onto the left. They got the muzzle pointing downward. The cone on the weapon, which holds the percussion cap, is also down. And that's about as best as they can do, keeping water and moisture out of the barrel, wetting that black powder that they pour down, which I'll go over in a minute. Shoulder, arms. If we were in a skirmish line, front rank only, in a skirmish line or approaching the enemy, we might hold the weapon in quarters. not arms port, but port arms. And that's just basically coming across. They could do a challenge, halt, and goes there if they're on guard post. That's another way of carrying a weapon. Shoulder, arm. And again, if we're on the march, we may do arms at will or route step. Our two commands that basically tells the soldier he can carry the weapon any way he wants as long as the muzzle is up in the air. So if I said route step, we're on the march already. And the command came down the line, route step, the soldiers would do whatever they wanted to. Carry their weapon out however they wanted, as long as that muzzle was up in the air. Once we came to a halt, soldiers could automatically bring the weapons back down to shoulder arms. That's pretty much manual of arms for the weapon. What we will do now, any questions on manual of arms? Okay. What we'll do now is we'll demonstrate the loading of the weapon and basic aiming of the weapon by the company. The smallest unit out in the field operating was a brigade. Once in a rare while, a regiment might do something on its own, but pretty much it was 3 to 5 regiments in a brigade that was moving out in the field. So we as a regiment, say of 160 men at Gettysburg, we had other regiments on either side of us. We were in the middle of the brigade. So if we're loading and firing and we have unloaded weapons, we have our other regiments within our brigade supporting us. But there's different ways just within our own company that we can master that, and so that we always have a loaded weapon. So what we'll demonstrate first is how to load the weapon. You want to do this all together? For practice? Okay. There's 9 steps to loading the weapon. Do it out of order, the gun's not going to fire. Miss any of them, the gun's not going to fire. So we'll have them all go through as they drilled over and over in camp before they went to battle. Company, loaded 9 times, load. That's the first command. They bring the weapon to the front of them and they put a hand on a paper cartridge. The paper cartridge holds 60 grains of black powder and a mini ball. That is in their cartridge box, which holds 40 of them. That's number 1. Number 2, handle cartridge. They bring the paper cartridge up. It has a paper tail. They put that tail between their 2 teeth. Tear cartridge. They tear the cartridge tail off, exposing the black powder. They bring it to the front of the muzzle. Charge cartridge. They pour the black powder down the muzzle of the weapon, squeeze out the .58 caliber mini lead ball in, and push it down with their thumb. Draw rammer. They draw their ramrod from their weapon, placing the bulb of the ramrod on top of the mini ball. Ram cartridge. They ram the powder and the mini ball down to the breech of the weapon. Very important, return rammer. They return that rammer to the stock. They lose that, they're not going to be able to load the next weapon, the next round. And the next command is prime. They put the weapon over their cap pouch, which I don't have, but they have. That contains their percussion caps. Those are brass caps with fulminated mercury paste inside. When the hammer comes down on it, it causes it to explode, sending a flame into the breech, igniting that black powder. The final command of the 9 commands, loaded 9 times, is shoulder arms. This shows whoever's in command that they are ready to fire or loaded and ready to march off to battle. Those are the 9 steps. Do it out of order. Miss any of them, that weapon is not going to fire. Order, arms. In place, rest. Quick order, guys. Any questions on the load in 9 times? Okay, a well-trained soldier could get 3 rounds off going through those 9 steps on his own, not individually, but 3 rounds in a minute. So, you know, we would have trials sometimes. We would have volunteers that would come out. We'd have some of you folks with a stopwatch on your iPhone or whatever, and we would time and see who of the volunteers could get off those 3 rounds in a minute. We've been successful. No one's gotten killed, but they have been proven to be able to do it. A little bit different. We're ramming our paper. They did not ram the paper. We don't use the mini ball for safety reasons, obviously, but they go through all the motions of the 9 steps: load, fire, and 3 rounds in a minute. So it is doable. As old as we are. Okay, so we're going to go through individually on their own by the command load. That gives them the heads up to go through those 9 steps, load their weapon and bring it to the shoulder, and then we're going to march off to the battlefield. We would like you to follow us out to the battlefield, and we will do our firing demonstration right beyond the red barn over here. So we will lead the way and you follow us. Company, attention. Load!
Loading for real.
I will give you heads up once we get out there and we do our firing demonstration. It is loud. We're not that many, but if you want to at first, protect your hearing just so you see how loud it is and then go from there on your own.
Hey Dad,
Yeah,
what's the misfire procedure if that ball gets stuck in the barrel?
that I don't
How do
know.
they get it out? I want to ask you.
They have a worm. A worm?
A what?
A worm.
You ready to?
Like it's a spiral rolling cork open, like a cork open. That's the way
Pay attention.
powder and